Hey, this is me, and just, stopping in. I don't know how this is going to work. So, the goal is to load this up on YouTube, and I needed to eat. So, I don't know what those things are called, monk somethings, but anyway, I am eating. I don't know if you can see. There, that's what I'm eating. Salmon with spinach and tomato and hummus and some pickled carrot. Yeah. Okay, so anyway. If you're watching this, you must really follow me, because I have not posted anything for like over a year. But anyway, since you're listening, one, thank you. And two, I always like to, if you follow me on Instagram, at Miss Carla Michelle, MSCARLA you will see that I do a lot of motivational type things. But I also wanted to touch on the importance of shifting and pivoting and not just being stuck in what we're used to doing and to keep it the same, making excuses for not doing what we know we should be doing or what we want to do, and just pushing ourselves. This past Monday, I dropped a Monday Minute about your history. Does your history show you being in fear, or does it show you fearless? And there's so many times that we get stuck in fear and what we can't do and what it looks like. And one thing that I read that I thought was so good, it's like, if you're gonna leap, you can't look. Because if you're looking, I'm not saying that you don't test it and see things that, or you've done your work, you've done your homework, but when it comes time to leap, to look could be the thing that just throws you off. Have you ever been someplace high up or done anything that gets you at a level that you're not used to? Well, if you look down at what you are up above, it can throw you off. It can make you dizzy. It can make you second guess yourself. What am I doing? I don't know if you've ever done parachuting, but I did parasailing. And yes, I had the rope that was connecting me to the boat. But to be up there, I remember getting on the boat and thinking, what am I doing? I had to talk myself into knowing that, okay, I'm safe. I'm connected by a rope to the boat. And then I'm thinking, how am I going to get up there? And then how am I going to come down? And you're thinking about all of it before you've even made one step. And stop overthinking. That's one thing. You have to stop overthinking. If you're overthinking, you can forget it. If you're overthinking, you're going to talk yourself like literally out of what you should be doing. You're going to overthink it, and it's going to mess it up. So the important thing is to not necessarily look before you leap. You've done your homework. You know what you want. You know the results you want, and you know you got to take the leap. How many times are you going to keep checking the weather or checking this, and everything is as perfect as it's going to be? Nothing is totally perfect. Nothing is totally predictable, but it is something that you know that you should be doing. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. I don't think the things in my life, I don't think I would have achieved what I've done if I always looked at the circumstances. Whether it's, financial, you never have what you think you're going to have to do what you want to do. But somehow it works out. having 4 kids. I never thought when I was married, how do you afford 4 kids? And then divorce, how do you afford 4 kids, but it worked out. It works out. And career wise, how am I going to get to where I want to be? I always, as a little girl, used to see myself, not a little girl, well, I see myself on the stage as a little girl, but as older, I wanted to be with a briefcase and like that badass businesswoman. And how was I going to get there at the time with no college? Well, I had a little college, but no degrees. And I was a mom at the time, married, had small kids. And to fast forward to today, where, I have the opportunity to coach and work with people of all different levels of life. And, I can carry a briefcase if I want. Briefcases are not in like they used to be. But I got a bag, with a laptop. And I'm, I can plug up anywhere and do my work. And I can make my own hours. I can have my days off. And I can, do what I want. I can travel with my business and still meet with my clients. This is before the world, required you to work from home. But this was a life that I worked towards. But who would have known back then when I was looking for, that briefcase experience, that it would really happen? It happens. So you have to understand to go where you want to go, that you got to do what you've never done. You got to do what you're scared to do. You got to do what you think you can't do. And then you got to protect it. You have to protect what is in you. And what I mean by protect it, some people say you just don't talk about it. You just hold it within. Some people say you choose certain people to share it with. Some people say that you just, let it out there because that's your faith working. However you choose to hold it in, share it with a few, or let the world know, you have to believe that regardless of anybody backing you, regardless of anyone supporting you, regardless of anyone seeing your vision the way that you see it, that you're still going to go forward. You're still going to happen. You're still going to make it work. I think, see that there, that is a magazine cover that I and a dear friend of mine, we started a magazine in in 2003. Mind you, I started with a newsletter in 1997. And when I moved, I was in Texas at the time. In 2000, I moved back to California. I think I had a child in 2002 and started a magazine in 2003. A magazine that was, that paid for itself. It was, but also there were people who contributed, who were sponsors, who took out ads. And I mean, I would be able to wear clothes from, different boutiques and we just worked it out to where I was able to do, walk in and say, hey, we're doing a magazine. We would love to shoot in some of your clothes, and literally have a photo shoot in the store and put the clothes back on the rack and walk out. But they were okay with that. And then going from that to seeing, stopping that. But then now, years later, doing the Bold and Beautiful. I have Bold and Beautiful, Bare and Beautiful, and Bountiful and Beautiful events where this experience is something that I've not experienced. And that was a small group of women getting together for 48 hours and having some intense time. Intense meaning you don't go home. Intense time where you dug in and you unearthed some issues that were happening The first one being bear. We talked about the power of being vulnerable, the power of opening the doors of your heart and your mind, the power of understanding what's in you and understanding yourself. Because if you know yourself, there's so much you can do. There's so much you can accomplish. There's so much that can happen in your life. I can't eat this because then I'll choke again. But there's so much happening in your life that we're holding back because we're not confident in who we are and how we've been created. I truly believe that we have been created as with the ability to create anything we put our mind to. If you think about it, I'm using electronics that someone had the idea to create. The whole thing, the YouTube, someone's idea to create. So what are you not creating because you're not confident? What are you not putting out because you're not confident? You're just, I think it's pretty confident just to turn on a camera and eat in front of you or not eat in front of you, but just to talk. That takes, is it confidence as much as I feel that, like you should feel that you're necessary, that what you have to say, if it's just one person, that one person needs what you have. And if you listen to anything I've said in the past on Instagram or on the Strong Woman's Network, there's a podcast that you can subscribe to. I talk about the difference between need and necessary. Need is something that is at this moment. Necessary has no end because it's necessary. It's necessary that you eat. You may need to eat, but it gets to a point where it's necessary that you eat, or things just don't work as the way that they need to. So you are necessary, and when you feel that what you have and your talent and your gift is necessary, nothing can stop you. No one can stop you. No situation should stop you because you're necessary, because it's necessary, because what you believe in is necessary. There is so many opportunities waiting for you to be you. To be you. I know that to be you first starts with, I go back, knowing yourself. Who are you? And we used to ask that question, such a deep question. Who are you? But it's key to know who you are. And you need to know all that has framed something in you. Your childhood, your teenage years, your 20s, your 30s, however old, whatever your age is, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whoever's listening, who are you? And then are you happy with who you are? I don't mean happy like there's something wrong with you in that sense. I mean, is there things that need to be adjusted because you know those are the things that you need to work on? Procrastination, anxiety, depression, your surroundings, your friendships, the job you're on, the career you have. Is it serving you? Are there things that you need to change and to adjust? What is it that's holding you back from being who you were created to be, who you were predestined to be? Not about who you came from, like your parents or your father or your mother. It's about you. Because we get to the age when we can no longer point a finger at parenting or the lack thereof. This is the time that we become responsible for who we are and what we're going to do with our lives. It's no more pointing fingers. It's no more second guessing. It's no more procrastination. It's no more thinking. There's a reason why we procrastinate. We procrastinate because we really don't feel that we're worthy, or that it's something that it can be accomplished, because we don't think we're worthy, or it doesn't match. And one of the things you have to do, one of the other many things, is to connect with who you are and who you're looking to become. Many of you, I want to be a millionaire. I want to do this. I want to be successful in that. Have you connected to that? Have you connected to that title? Or is it just something on the great by and by? Have you connected? And what I mean by connecting it is, it's something that you speak like a millionaire, or whatever you're looking, or an artist. You handle business like somebody who's doing what you want to do. You speak that, you around people who are doing what you want. You have connected, you have colleagues. You're doing the behind the scenes work to find out more about your position or your title or your aspirations. That you're connecting with who that is. You're connecting. So when you connect, that's when you start seeing more of it coming alive in you, because you finally connected. It's like, I can say I'm a queen, and I mean royalty, not just queen, because, queen, but royalty. But yet, I'm forever getting off of my throne and acting like just a normal, commonplace citizen. But as a queen, I sit on my throne and I rule from there. I don't have to move. I barely have to say anything. I can give commands by just a gesture. I can just one word or nod, because I am queen. I am queen, and that crown, whether it's on or off, I react and I respond as a queen. So you get what I'm saying? You've got to really own where you want to go and where you see yourself. So you gotta see it, and you gotta connect with it. So I think that's it. I know that's it, because I'm gonna eat my food, and I didn't do good with like eating and talking, because I don't know, I'm gonna work on it. All right, this is Carla Michelle, Dr. Carla Inc., coaching and consulting. And I work with high-performing people. I like to call myself a high-performance strategy coach. That's who I really like to call myself. But I am here for you, and I'll see you soon. All right, subscribe. You know that stuff you're supposed to do. Take care.